And it's Tips Tuesday. I'm Laura Rubenstein here with the awesome Tessa Ashford. Hi, Tessa.
Hi.
And we love to do social media tips, business development tips. And today we're talking Google Analytics and data, like I'm seeing the streams of data, right?
Like
And
Matrix.
so, yes, most business owners don't think data first. But it's a missing if you don't think of it even second, okay?
Right.
And I know it's really important. And how can we grow our business if we don't know what to grow? Because we're saying, like, what is the one thing I can change to grow my business, right? Or what is that secret bullet? Well, guess what? It's Google Analytics.
It could very well be the missing piece for sure. At least, if nothing else, it can reveal a lot of secrets about where your business is right now and what you could be doing to grow for sure.
So what can people learn from Google Analytics? What is it? Let's take a step back. What is Google Analytics?
Right. So Google Analytics it tracks all of the people that come to your site and what they're doing on your website and on apps and anything else that you have in the digital space. So you can do it across apps and your website. And it literally is looking at all the data, what pages are they going to, what keywords did they search for to find you, all of the important things that really are like your view into your target audience and what's happening in your website. That's what Google Analytics is pulling together for you.
You can even track things like when they click from a newsletter into your versus the social media versus certain specific sites, or someone gave them a direct link, or they looked it up on from a search. So let's dive in. Why don't you give us a little tour of what is? Are you ready for?
Absolutely, yes. I'm ready for screen share.
Okay, here it is.
I have all of my notes up. Okay, so we're going to take a look. We're actually in a profile right now. We're looking at about a 3-month time frame. So first of all, you have to have the pixel, the tracking pixel from Google Analytics on your website, or it can't track anything. So the most common thing is that people don't actually have the pixel on their website, so they're not gathering data. Now, hosting accounts do have some traffic information, but it's usually a lot more basic. So, it's not completely lost if you don't have anything on your website to track with. But first and foremost, do you even have the tracking set up? So you can go to Google Analytics, just Google Analytics. And you can set up a brand new account and then have your web developer put that code on every single page of your website. That's going to make it so that you can track this information. So let's say you've had it on, you're looking at the traffic. So one of the biggest things I look at, and I'll show you some of my KPI documents of things that are most important to me, but right here on this audience overview, I can see how many users came within a 3 months, somewhere around there period of time. And this is the new users. So in this case, these are all brand new users. So what I can tell just in that one little moment is that there is all new, not repeat. So we're not doing a great job of bringing people back to this website. So we could be improving, say, using retargeting or utilizing email campaigns that drive people back to this site. So that's an interesting statistic for you. And it's not a bad thing. If you really are being able to generate all that and you're not spending a lot on ads, well, you're getting a lot of really good organic traffic. But we're going to go into that in just a minute. So new users versus repeat visitors. So that's going to make a big difference. Now, there's some numbers here like sessions. Sessions are the number of times the website is viewed. So when we have new users versus, this is an interesting stat. So it kind of makes me wonder what exactly is going on in the back end, because normally with sessions, you would see a heck of a lot more, but there's 3 pages per sessions per user. So right now, that's really good. That's a number of sessions per user, but I'm not seeing a repeat visitors, which is weird. So we'd have to check some of the stats on that. But
so what is that circle all the way to the right?
Yeah, so this is new visitors versus returning. So it's your users and new users.
I see.
So, but it's like some of the numbers are a little off. So I'd want to check, just double check and make sure all your stats are working. We can also tell a couple other actions that are happening right here on this. They're only going to one page or a little bit over one page on the site. So it's not intriguing enough. Something's not pulling them deep enough in the pages, or there's too much information, which I know is the case on Social Buzz U. Like they're coming to this site to get information. So maybe they do just sit there for that. You know, what you have on that one page they come to is very intriguing, and then they're just happy to sit there because your events are on Social Buzz U, right? So you have
and we change the homepage every 2 weeks, so it's the same page. They may not be clicking in, but they can opt in right from that first page.
Right, and we're going to check that. We'll see in a little bit deeper in this, because this is a unique situation where they're really driven to do one thing when they get there, like sign up, hopefully. So the bounce rate is a little bit too high, but that doesn't mean it's bad. If there is truly enough information on that page, I mean, they're bouncing, meaning that they're not staying on long enough for the search engine to really see that they've browsing deeply in the website page. Not a bad thing, but we definitely can improve some of those stats, but good to know. And then the other thing that you can see is lead sources. And this is one of my favorites. And I'm going to get close audience. And then you go down to behavior. Whoops, I went to the wrong one. Audience. Nope. See, there we are, social. So you go to acquisition social. This is how many people are coming through on the social channels. So for Laura, who's very active, she's got Facebook generating the majority of her flow in, and she has YouTube and she has Pinterest, and these are kind of coming in, but she could say, focus in on, is the YouTube getting enough love? Can we, give some more, maybe run some ads to get some YouTube users in. Sometimes it's not the best place to be. And Laura's great at this as far as saying, which one's the best for your business. Perfect. Can you hear me still?
Yep.
Okay, I just heard a really loud noise, so I'm hoping it's not my computer.
Yeah.
And then flow, for me, behavior of the person coming in is another really big one, and that is, where are they going to? What content do they love? So this could be, if you're creating a lot of landing pages or you're creating a lot of content, you can actually see what articles are people coming to, or what pages on the website. So we do see that there's a webinar confirm page, which is your opt-in too, right?
Yes, that's where people confirm, get the that they're confirmed for the webinar. So we see people going there. That means we're getting opt-ins.
Right, exactly. So that's a nice, healthy, at least you've got that flow coming in. And then the slash, if there's nothing before the slash, that means it's your homepage. So it's just to the main.com. And then you can also tell on landing pages what exactly where are people coming in from. So for you, Laura, you can see this Robert Evans one is one that got, within the last 3 months, has gotten the most hit or sessions. As far as being able to get people to that page. So you could see what your popular articles are, your content, whatever you're generating, to see how well those pieces are doing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And you can go past this. There's more, lots more. So we're just looking at 10 records. You can keep going past there. And one thing I do like to look at is the exit page. If you have a lot of people coming into your site and then all of a sudden they're bouncing out, maybe there's some page that's broken. And we actually found some opportunities for you, Laura, as far as like maybe 404 pages. And it's good to look and make sure that you don't have anything that's like broken and your funnel is dropping out. So broken funnels are another big thing that you can tell from your analytics.
Yeah, so broken funnels, broken pages, right? Yes. Especially if they're finding it through a search, they're coming through and it's broken. So I just found one on Social Buzz Club that I'm so excited, because I know we get a lot of traffic for it. Right. So it's just going to be a really great opportunity to get more traffic if I fix it, right? Because people, and then I can also fix it and make it more interesting, more, sticky worthy. I like to call it sticky worthy.
Sticky worthy.
Sticky worthy, like meaning people will stay on it. Oh, this
right, exactly. So this one's interesting too, and I didn't get to show this one to you, Laura, but this one's fascinating. It's like the flow of where people are going. So you can see, people that came in from the website, are they going somewhere else? So interestingly, most of this flow is going from that to that. They're not going anywhere else, but they're looking down that page is what I'm thinking is what we're seeing, because you have a longer page, right? So it's content that's on there that's it's updated every 2 weeks. So I think that's why we're seeing that for the most part. This is the landing page, but that's also the starting page that they're on. And then the first interaction, webinar confirm. So really, one of the most common ones is going to be that they come to the page and they sign up. So Laura's theory on what's happening is actually what's happening on the website. And then the second interaction is a Hangout join page, or one of these webinar schedules or confirm. So you can see how many people, and if you hover over it, it's going to show you like through traffic or drop-offs, how many sessions. This is really important for knowing how healthy your funnel is. She doesn't have a really aggressive funnel. Really, they sign up and then that ends there. But some people have layers of funnels, and you'll see that in our KPI document that I'm going to show you in just one second here. But it's really helpful to know where they're going and what they're kind of like, where does it stop? I have had clients that literally it stops at the homepage and it goes nowhere else because they've given no options for people to get to any other pages. So clearly you're missing out on a lot of, building a deeper relationship with people if you don't have other places for them to go.
Right.
And that might be just like, do you have some other information or interlinked content on whatever page you have them going to? Do you have them going to the next step and learning more about you?
Yeah. And Leticia, she's one of our followers here. She loves seeing all the numbers and patterns in Google Analytics because you can make decisions off of it, right?
Yes. And Leticia is actually one of the people who pulls my KPIs. So she knows these intimately. This document that I'm going to show you guys in a minute is exactly what Leticia and I collect on our clients all the time, for Laura and for other businesses. So one thing that we do, I highly recommend, is setting up goals. Most people don't even know they could set this up, but once you set up a goal in analytics, it's going to give you a specific, you'll actually click set up goals, and then you can actually create goals where analytics sees if somebody does an action and lands on this thank you page, it's hit one goal, like pre-qualification. And then if they land up on this landing page, then okay, now they're they're a hot lead. And then if they get to this landing page, now they're a client. So it's saying these goals, and then it can track the numbers across those. So it's really healthy for you to set up at least 1 or 2 goals that you can track, because when it's going to be easier for you to pull your numbers because it will be there for you. So this document is a KPI metrics document, or a key performance indicator document, where we're just looking at, the big picture. And almost all of these are pulled from analytics. So there's data, and there are ways to do this in automation, so you don't have to manually do it. But we are looking at follower growth. So we're looking at social channels, and then we're looking at Instagram, how much, wait, let me get to the other side here. That's all social media on that side. So this one's website. So this is looking at everything that's happening on your social channel. This is looking at sessions, new users, page views, pages per session. That was all on that first screen that we looked at. Bounce rate and average session duration. So we can see when are things dripping, going drastically low. We can see a huge difference between, August and September of 2019. Like, we did not do ads at this point, but we can see, okay, something did go right in the numbers. All of a sudden we have a huge spike. That's indicative of something that we've done. Or we can see if there's all of a sudden a problem like this. Again, we drop way down in a specific month. Like September is consistently, well, actually 1 year it goes up and 1 year it went down. So you can look at the big picture and start to plan out your marketing campaigns. The other things that we're looking here is our blog. How much traffic are we getting in there? Because that helps you to justify, does it make sense for me to be doing this podcast? Does it make sense for me to pay for someone to create a blog? In this case, absolutely. It's half of our traffic we're getting from blogs alone. And then if you have Social Buzz Club going, then you can get even more traffic to it.
Right.
So then we have form part 1. So we're pre-qualifying. So we have form part 1, which is a small name, email, phone number, basics. Then we have form part 2, which is, are you interested in the next level, right? So do you want to have personal help? Then we can see how much of a fallout we have. So people were willing to put name and email, but they're not willing to put their advanced details in. So we can see, okay, that's a substantial amount of people. We can kind of base our numbers on the percentage of how many people move to the next level and see if we can improve that in our ads, in our copy on the page, and then tweak each month.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then in the end, we have this many people who came through the form. So some people trickled off. Some people ended up on the thank you page despite the form part 2. So it's a little bit tricky to figure out how best to track these things. But we also look at the social media. So organic versus direct. So organic being Google search brought them in. Direct session, meaning they came right to the website. Referral session, meaning someone else brought them over to our website. And then social sessions are Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, traffic being generated by that. And paid sessions are actual ad campaigns that were run to drive traffic. So obviously most of our traffic comes from ads in this case, and a little bit from emails.
That's great that you can see all of that and you can know what's really effective. Can you tell which social took action or paid ad took action?
Well, yes. So we can see in the back end when we're looking at conversions. So we say contributed social conversions. So in this month, when we set up goals correctly, we have an actual transaction that happens. And so we can see, and we've set it up as a conversion. So 10 people made a decision from all of the social media that came in. So we had 379 visits, 10 people took an action that resulted in money on the website. Like, that's not as high as I would like, but the fact that you can actually attribute something that happened over on social to a sale, it makes a lot of the time that we spend over on social media worth it. And this is not a small transaction type thing. We're talking $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 transactions. So that's still a really good, contribution to the business.
That's awesome.
Yes. And it only gets more. Right now, the way that we can connect social media you can connect Facebook and Instagram, and now ads can run through those and retarget. You can't go wrong. If you looking at your stats and you know what you're trying to do and you build the campaigns to do it and then check it again in social analytics here, then you can really, attribute what people always want to say, can I get an ROI on this? Mm-hmm. So, go ahead.
It's basically how effective are you being at your funnels, at your ads, at your website content in general, and your social media even, right?
Right. And we can see trends. So year to year, you can look at your Google Analytics compared to last year. So you can say, well, how much are we doing better this year than we did last year? You can set your settings to pull any type of time frame that works for you so that you can really, but I would recommend not looking at your analytics too closely. Don't do week to week or even day to day. It's a long-term thing. So if you're going to look at maybe monthly, but even 3 months is a better indicative number to look at. I don't know where I got indicative. I heard it on the way to work today.
Indicator. It's a better indicator.
That's what I'm looking for. So do not stress over it and make rash decisions based on a day-to-day number. For sure, look at a bigger picture.
One last thing I want you to cover: keywords and Google Analytics.
Yes. Okay. So there's so much inside Google Analytics. In fact, we probably need to do a whole set on that. But we can actually see from an acquisition standpoint. Let me get you guys there. All traffic. And let's just pull up Google Search Console. So I can look at any specific, there's two things that come together for Google Analytics. We use Search Console, Google Search Console. So I actually go over to Google Search Console more than I pull here, but I can look for keywords in here. And I don't know why, for the life of me, I cannot find it. So, because they've changed things around. but I will give you guys the whole, oh, there it is. Okay. So Google Ads, if you're running them, I know this account doesn't have Google Ads running. You can actually tie it right back to your Google Ads and see what keywords people are searching for on your account. So I don't know. I was going to say, can I even get you one? I probably can't without having their permission, but it's really fun. You can actually see all the keywords that are coming through for your website, the specifics, like how much is it costing you, your cost per click, all of that Google data comes in here. And then Google Search Console is really going to help you with what types of things are just generically coming to you. And that's something that you set up. You actually get your profile and attach it to your Google Analytics.
So the reason there's nothing showing up here is because we didn't set it up, or because
we don't have any Google AdWords running on
we have no
social
media. Correct. We have no. But is there a way to find out how people are finding us organically by keywords?
Yeah. So let's see. I really want to. I'm not sure if this is. I mean, yes, but I don't think you have it set up in there.
Okay, so it needs to be set up.
Yeah. Well, we'll do some more. We'll do some here. Oh, see, organic keywords should give us. I'm not sure if it's gonna. Yeah. So there's really not a lot. You know what? I have a secret in Google Analytics. Maybe not so much, but I can tell you for Social Buzz. You have to log in. Yeah. Okay. So we can see what keyword traffic. I'm using a tool called SEMrush, and you can actually see this. You can get the first couple searches for free. Social Buzz U is just pulling up wrong here. Right? Because we need to go into the domain overview. I love when Laura's like, hey, let's look at this.
We're on the spot. You do well.
No, this is really good information, though. I love
this.
Pulling
from Google. It's just not Google Analytics for in your account, but it's Google overall related to your site. That's
yes,
cool.
Exactly. So right now I'm looking in SEMrush. I can see she has organic search traffic. There's 66 keywords for Social Buzz U. So we can actually dive down deeper. And this information is also, it's being stored over in Google Analytics and keywords, or not keywords, but Google Console. But this is just an easy way. I love SEMrush, but Hangout system requirements. That's interesting that would be one of the top ones. Let's go by volume so we can see what's your most. So Andrew McCauley, was that a guest?
Must have been.
There you go. Well, he did the most, so maybe he's a good one to get back on. Just searching Social Buzz. Gosh, all different kinds of, mostly your guests. I'm Susie Carter. I am Power Profits. Yeah. So this is, you could search by guest. Other than that, maybe you aren't focusing on, you have more opportunities to look for some.
Well, this is a really good thing, because we're getting traffic for people that, another way to get them visibility because we feature them.
Right. So and you're not paying for the traffic right
now.
This is organic. So that's a lot of traffic for guests bringing. And that's the beauty of a podcast or any, vlog is that you're actually getting their base in too, because they're a guest. So you're really encouraging them to get it out to their audience. So
now, what does this jump since when? July or January? When is
July? So this is 2020. So all of COVID, you're actually getting.
What's on the left-hand side here? That's like nothing. And then we had a big jump, right?
Oh, right. Your first big jump was October of 2015.
Oh, okay. That's kind of when we may have launched this site more. I guess we had it before, though. I think we had it before, but we may have redone the site at that point.
Yeah, and if you do it right, so that what would scare me is if you see the opposite. If you just had a website redesign and you had traffic and now you don't, your web developer did not put SEO on your website.
Yes. And but if you had a really good website that was getting a lot of traffic, you may see a drop off for the first 3 or 4 months in your new site, especially if you rename the domain or something.
Right. If you did that, absolutely, you're starting over. But you can see that on the overview, there's something called an authority score. That's basically a combination of how long you've been in business, what Google thinks of you. It's Google's opinion of you, essentially. So but there's all kinds of things. One thing to know too is that anybody that's out there, there's like ad transparency. So you can see what ads people are running. I can look up my competitors and see what keywords they're looking for. So ultimately, Google Analytics can give you a view of your business because you have to have access to it. So SEMrush or one of these tools can kind of give you access to the analytics that the internet has for other people, including your competitors.
Great.
Same information. It's all pulling from the same place. It's all pulling from Google.
Nice. This has been so informative.
I'm wondering, so I'm like, did I go over? I was going to say, hopefully I didn't go over your heads. But if you have any questions, do let Laura or myself know so that we can help you through your SEO woes.
Yes. So if you're looking to optimize your website, if you're looking to further update your website, if you need to know more information about what people are doing on your website, or you want to kind of have a good sense of it, we need to get your Google Analytics set up. And we need to take a look at, is your website doing what you want? Even more than ops SEO, it's when people do land there, is it converting? And that to me is more important, because trying to get on page 1 of Google, if you're not a high authority site already, it's going to take a lot of investment. But if you have ways to get specific people there, let's make sure they get done what you want them to do. And a lot of web developers don't think about the marketing side of your website. They think about brochure, and a lot of business owners think brochure. I just need to tell people what I do. No, you don't. You need to engage them, and you want them to take an action with you. But how do you do that? You tell them, but you have to make it compelling. So that's what we do here at Tips Tuesday. We want to make sure we analyze what's happening and then make it more compelling. Test, analyze, make it more compelling. So if anybody wants to strategize, if you're serious about getting to the next level with your business, let's have a strategy session, quick one. We can talk about what we can do for you, what you're looking for at yescoachlaura.com.
Definitely do it. It's worth it.
Yes. And let's get your business growing based upon the data. All right. Thanks, Tess. This was awesome.
You're welcome.
Bye for now. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Leticia.